Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this YouTube live that is brought to you by CAT by LPT. Guys, I'm sure you understand the fact that it's not much time left for your CAT preparation, and I'm sure you would be having a lot of doubts in terms of how do you prepare for VARC section. Now, what I tell students is that when you talk about the VARC section in CAT, it's all about understanding the concepts at first, and then it is all about practice. So for those of you who are looking for certain tips and tricks in terms of how you are supposed to solve the RC questions and how you are supposed to solve the VA questions, this is the right place for you to be. And I believe that in the next 1.5 hours or 1 hour or so, you will be getting an idea in terms of how these RCs are to be solved and how these VA questions are to be solved. Just remember one thing, guys, ki when you talk about the entire VARC section of CAT, it's a fine balance between the RC questions and also the VA questions, because what I have seen is that there are a lot of students who are putting a lot of emphasis on the RCs, but there are VA questions that is actually getting left behind. So make sure that you don't commit that mistake, and you also have to ensure that you are working on your RC's improvement skills. At the same time, you're working on your VA improvement skills. So what we are basically doing since last 1 month is that we have come across this 200 most challenging questions for your VARC preparation. We are doing it for Quant as well. We are doing it for DILR. For those of you who are following me since the last 1 month, I'm sure you already have an idea. For those of you who are watching this video for the very first time, we go live every day at 6 p.m. in the evening, and we deal with the questions of not only VARC, we also deal it with DILR, and we are also doing it for Quant. So if you really want to ace up your preparation, just making sure how the questions are solved across these 3 sections, then I think this is the right place for you to be. Now what we are going to do is we are again going to practice some questions. Now these questions will come from RC also, and these questions will come from VA also. Let's see how many we can discuss in the session now. Although I always tell students that I'm sure you would have done your homework, because अब सिर्फ 4 महीने बचे हैं कैट में, तो आपकी जो कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी है कि आप किस तरीके से आरसीज को सॉल्व करते हैं या आप ये क्वेश्चंस को किस तरीके से सॉल्व करते हैं, दैट यू वुड हैव डन. इफ नॉट, I will still be providing you a vision in terms of कि इन questions को कैसे solve किया जाता है. So आज का जो एजेंडा है वो ये है कि हम एक RC passage solve करेंगे. We will look into the intricacies of RC. We will also look into the fact that कि जब हम RC solve करते हैं तो हम किस बेसिस पे कॉम्प्रीहेंशन को डील कर रहे होते हैं, एंड साइमल्टेनियसली वी आर आल्सो पेइंग अ लिटिल बिट फोकस इन टर्म्स ऑफ हाउ डू यू एलिमिनेट द ऑप्शन चॉइसेस. सो मेक श्योर दैट you are with me for the next 1 hour or 1.5 hours. Make sure you are solving every question along with me, and I think at the end of the video you will realize that when it comes down to VARC section, it's not that difficult if you are ready to put in the efforts and you are ready to be consistent. So let's get started for today, guys, and let's solve a passage. So what I'm going to do is I have a passage given to you. Read that passage, comprehend that passage. We will simultaneously solve the questions together, so that when you are solving the questions, you know कि art of elimination को हम किस तरीके से utilize करते हैं. Because if you understand the basics, अगर आपकी थोड़ी बहुत ground information है कि VARC में, especially RC में, हम किस तरीके से RC को tackle कर रहे होते हैं, so that becomes important. Before we actually move on to the solving of an RC, please remember one thing, guys, that CAT के जो RCs है उसमें एक बहुत ही prominent feature ये होता है कि आपको passage का main idea figure out करना होता है. because this main idea will help you to understand कि inference based जो questions है, क्योंकि वो speciality है CAT की कि वो inference questions आपको ज़्यादा देते हैं, तो ये जो inference based questions हैं इनको solve करने के लिए आपके लिए main idea को figure out करना बहुत important है. How do we figure out the main idea or what contributes as a main idea? We will see when we are solving the passage. Simultaneously pay attention to the understanding of the sentences, and also remember the fact that if you fail to understand a particular sentence, that is not responsible in the terms of that you would go wrong with your answers. So if you don't understand some parts of the passage, it is absolutely okay, because until and unless you have a question that is based on that information, it will not matter much in terms of answering the questions. Also remember one thing, when you are solving an RC, please pay attention to the tone of the author. I'm sure you would have an idea कि tone क्या होता है, अगर आपने थोड़ी बहुत homework कर रखा है कि CAT में हम किस तरीके से RCs को deal करते हैं. Most precisely, जब आप कोई पैसेज रीड करते हो, चाहे वो आरसी पैसेज हो या फिर अगर आप नॉर्मल रीडिंग कर रहे हो थ्रू डिफरेंट सोर्सेज, जस्ट मेक इट श्योर कि आप तीन चीजें फिगर आउट कर पा रहे हो. एक तो होता है सब्जेक्ट मैटर. सब्जेक्ट मैटर इज सिंपली द टॉपिक ऑफ डिस्कशन दैट वी आर लुकिंग एट. ओके, सेकेंड थिंग इज द मेन आइडिया. सो व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट मेन आइडिया इज सिंपली द मैसेज ऑफ द ऑथर टू हिज ऑडियंस और टू हिज रीडर्स. तो ये फिगर आउट करना इंपॉर्टेंट है. साइमल्टेनियसली इट इज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द टोन ऑफ द पैसेज, क्योंकि टोन आपको काफी हेल्प करता है ऑप्शन को एलिमिनेट करने में. सो टू गिव यू अ फेयर आइडिया, जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग कि अगर आपने पैसेज को पढ़ा और आपको ये समझ में आ गया कि द टोन ऑफ द ऑथर इज नेगेटिव, इट हेल्प्स यू टू एलिमिनेट द चॉइसेस विच आर ऑन अ पॉजिटिव साइड. ये थियोरी समझना और उसको इंप्लीमेंट करना, दिस इज व्हाट विल एनेबल यू कि आप कैसे क्वेश्चंस को डील कर रहे हो. लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड, लेट्स सॉल्व अ पैसेज टुगेदर एंड देन सी टू इट कि हम कैसे कुछ मैकेनिज्म्स का यूज करके ये इंश्योर कर सकते हैं कि हमारी जो एक्यूरेसी है आरसीज में, बिकॉज देयर आर मेनी स्टूडेंट्स who struggle with accuracy in RC. So they say कि मैम 4 अटेम्प्ट किए थे, 2 सही 2 गलत. तो 2 सही 2 गलत which is 50% of accuracy is really not going to help you with your CAT BARC preparation. So you have to ensure कि आप उस स्टेज पे पहुंच जाओ in the next 4 months that you are able to achieve the target of 80% accuracy, because 100% accuracy हम वैसे भी लैंग्वेज में एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे होते. But still there will be people जिनका VARC forte है and they are very good with their implementation of the theories that they have studied into the questions that they are practicing. So let's get started. I have a passage for you. Please read it through and then we will read it together and we will try to figure out and answer the question. So here is the passage. Please start reading. Okay guys, so I hope you have read the first two paragraph. Here are the next ones. Here is the next paragraph. Okay guys, so I hope you have read the passage and you are ready to solve the questions. Understand one thing students, that your accuracy in RC is based upon two factors. One factor is that it's very important for you to comprehend the passage correctly, because see, if you fail to comprehend the passage, the chances are that you would go wrong with the questions that is associated with that part. So what I tell students is, you have to make sure that in the next 4 months you are working on your comprehension skills, your reading skills, and the second most important factor for your accuracy in an RC is that how do you eliminate the choices. Because I've seen students who tell me that we have understood the passage, but when we go to the questions we get confused with the options, and what we mark ends up to be a wrong answer, something that we leave ends up as a right answer. So if you are facing a similar kind of a trouble, I think you should be looking into these things कि हम किस तरीके से उसको solve कर रहे हैं. Let us again reread the passage, although I believe you would have read it and you would have understood it on the basis of your competence, but let's again read it and try to understand कि कौन से important points थे जिस पे मुझे focus करना था, and which was the option that was not very important for me to comprehend, because शायद उस पे कोई question ही नहीं था. Also understand students, मैंने जैसे initially आपको mention किया कि main idea figure out करना काफ़ी important होता है, और ये जो main idea होता है ये कहीं पे भी दिया हो सकता है, in the sense that it could be the part of the entire passage or it could be mentioned in 1 or 2 paragraphs. So it depends from the passage to passage, it differs from the writer to writer how he has portrayed that thing into the passages. So let us go back to the passage and try to understand what the main concern of the author is and what message he is trying to give to his readers. So let's get started. It says, I will be, of course, मेकिंग यूज ऑफ लॉट ऑफ स्किल्स इन द सेंस दैट जब आप आरसीज को सॉल्व करते हो तो आपको पॉइंट बाय पॉइंट समझ में आना चाहिए कि कौन सी इन्फॉर्मेशन इंपॉर्टेंट है, कौन सी नहीं है. बिकॉज आई बिलीव कि जब आप आरसीज को सॉल्व कर रहे होते हो, नॉट एवरीथिंग इज इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर आपको उसका ओवरऑल आइडिया समझ में आता है तो भी आपके जो आंसर्स है दैट कैन बी फिगर्ड आउट. सो लेट्स रीड इट टुगेदर बिफोर वी मूव टू द क्वेश्चंस. इट सेज, everybody pretty much agrees that the relationship between elephants and people has dramatically changed. Okay, so we are talking about relationship between elephants and people, and what the author is saying that it has dramatically changed, says psychologist Bradshaw. So this is a statement by the psychologist Bradshaw. It says, where for centuries humans and elephants lived in relatively peaceful coexistence. So there was a time when they were living in a peaceful coexistence. So who? Of course the elephants and the man. There is now hostility and violence. Okay, so there has been a change in the relationship of man and elephants. From relatively peaceful coexistence, it has now gone to hostility and violence. So from something which was positive, which was peaceful coexistence, it is now hostility and violence. So from this has been a transition from the positive impact to a negative impact. This is your understanding so far. Now I use the term violence because of the intentionality associated with it, both in the aggression of the humans and at times the recently observed behavior of elephants. So what he's saying is that he has used the term violence because of the intentionality associated with it, both in the case of humans as well as in the case of elephants. So we are done with the first paragraph here. Let's go to the next one. Typically, elephant researchers have cited as a cause of aggression. So यहाँ पे वो आपको बता रहे हैं कि ये जो aggression है, मतलब चाहे वो humans में हो चाहे वो elephants में हो, वो किस तरीके से cause हुआ है. So the cause of aggression, the high levels of testosterone in newly matured male elephants. ठीक है, तो वो आपको एक रीजन दे रहे हैं कि ये जो चेंज इन रिलेशनशिप है ये किस वजह से हुआ है. दे आर सेइंग द हाई लेवल्स ऑफ टेस्टोस्टेरोन इन न्यूली मैच्योर्ड मेल एलिफेंट्स और द कंपटीशन फॉर लैंड एंड रिसोर्सेज बिटवीन एलिफेंट्स एंड ह्यूमंस. तो टिपिकली हम जब इस रिलेशनशिप को, दैट रिलेशनशिप विच हैज मूव्ड फ्रॉम पीसफुल कोएग्जिस्टेंस टू वन ऑफ हॉस्टिलिटी एंड वायलेंस, ये जो ट्रांजिशन हुआ है इसके लिए हम टिपिकली किसको ब्लेम कर रहे होते हैं. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट cause of aggression is the high levels of testosterone in newly matured male elephants and of course also the competition for land and resources between elephants and humans. So this was what was talked about or thought about, right? Now look at this here. The next word is but, and I told you in my previous videos also that whenever you spot a transition word in your passage, make sure you are noting down that information because जब आपके पास transition words आते हैं तो वो आपको कुछ important information दे रहे होते हैं and you should be extremely cautious to note them down and understand कि उस particular transition word के बाद जो idea आ रहा है वो क्या आ रहा है. Now it says what typically ये scenario था कि high levels of testosterone. Now what it's saying, but Bradshaw and several colleagues argue that today's elephant populations are suffering from a form of chronic stress, a kind of species-wide trauma. तो अब ये जो पहले का जो इंटरप्रिटेशन था कि ये जो चेंज इन रिलेशनशिप है ये किस वजह से है, दैट वाज गिवन टू हाई लेवल्स ऑफ टेस्टोस्टेरोन एंड द कंपटीशन फॉर लैंड एंड रिसोर्सेज. लेकिन जो न्यू रिसर्च आई है बाय ब्रैडशॉ एंड हिज कलीग्स, इट सेज दैट टुडेज एलिफेंट पॉपुलेशंस आर, what is happening in the case of elephants is that they are suffering from a form of chronic stress. So because they are struggling with chronic stress, a kind of species wide trauma, so they have figured it out कि आज की जो elephant population है वो इस चीज से struggle कर रही है. Decades of poaching and culling and habitat loss, they claim, have so disrupted the intricate web of familial and societal relations by which young elephants have traditionally been raised. Okay, so there has been a disturbance because of this in the wild and by which established elephant herds are governed, that what we are now witnessing is nothing less than a precipitous collapse of elephant culture. So we have talked about what was the typical reason for the change in relationship. Then we talked about कि Bradshaw and his several colleagues, उन लोगों ने क्या interpretations निकाला, उन लोगों ने क्या research की, and the research का जो conclusion था वो ये था कि it is because they are suffering from chronic stress, a kind of species-wide trauma. And because of this stress, what is happening is that there has been a change in the relationship. So how they are overcoming that, what are they going through, this has been listed in the last few lines. Let's move further. Now, it says elephants, when left to their own devices, are profoundly social creatures. So by default, elephants are social creatures. Young elephants are raised within an extended multi-tiered network of doting female caregivers that includes the birth mother, grandmothers and aunts and friends. So this is how they are typically raised. These relations are maintained over lifespan as long as 70 years. Studies of established herds have shown that young elephants stay within 15 feet of their mothers for really all of their first years of life, after which young females are socialized into the matriarchal network while young males go for a time into all mate social group before coming back into the fold as mature adults. So this paragraph is basically discussing how the elephants are raised. So it's an interpretation कि आप जब elephants को raise करते हैं, what is the stages that they are passing through. So this is the interpretation here. Let's look at the next paragraph. It says this fabric of elephant society. So here what has happened is we have described the fabric of elephant society. So how are they raised and how do they grow up? Now it says what this fabric of elephant society, Bradshaw and her colleagues demonstrate, has effectively been frayed by years of habitat loss and poaching. ठीक है, तो ये जो रिलेशनशिप था या ये जो स्ट्रक्चर था, इट हैज बीन फ्रेड. फ्रेड का मतलब होता है टू बी रिड्यूस्ड और टू बी हार्म्ड. इट सेज अलोंग विद सिस्टमैटिक कलिंग by government agencies to control elephant numbers and translocation of herds to a different habitats. So there has been actions by the humans because of which there has been a change in the fabric of elephant society. Now, as a result of such social upheaval, calves are now being born to and raised by even younger and inexperienced mother. So there is a social upheaval happening. Young orphaned elephants, meanwhile, that have witnessed the death of a parent at the hands of poachers are coming of age in the absence of support system. So the kind of support system they used to have in a previous पॉइंट. तो ये जो डिस्क्रिप्शन था ये आपको बता रहा था कि टिपिकली जो एलिफेंट सोसाइटी है वो किस तरीके से रेस की जाती थी. देन देयर वाज इफेक्ट्स ऑफ ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज और उसकी वजह से क्या हुआ, देयर हैज बीन चेंज इन द सोशल फैब्रिक ऑफ एलिफेंट्स. सो दे आर नाउ रेज्ड बाय कमिंग ऑफ एज इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ सपोर्ट सिस्टम दैट डिफाइंस ट्रेडिशनल एलिफेंट लाइफ. Alright, the loss of elephant elders, says Bradshaw, and the traumatic experience of witnessing the massacres of their family. So because negative things are happening to these elephants and how are they raised. So it says impairs normal brain and behavior development in young elephants. So this was the typical format of their raising up. This is what has happened because of the human activities, and that is what we are discussing. Let's go further. Now, what Bradshaw and her colleagues describe. See, because we are discussing a research here, it's always important. जहाँ पे भी research का कोई observation आता है, आपको वहाँ पे focus रहना होता है, आपको वहाँ पे attentive रहना होता है कि वो क्या descriptions दे रहे हैं वहाँ पे. It says what Bradshaw and her colleagues describe would seem to be an extreme form of anthropocentric conjecture if, ठीक है, तो ब्रैडशॉ एंड हिज कलीग्स की जो फाइंडिंग्स है दैट कुड बी अ कंजेक्चर. कंजेक्चर का मतलब होता है यू आर मेकिंग अ स्पेक्यूलेशन और यू आर मेकिंग अ गेस. तो वो क्या बोल रहे हैं कि इट कुड हैव बीन गेस और अ कंजेक्चर. दिस इज गेस if the evidence that they have compiled from various elephant researchers were not so compelling. मतलब इनकी जो रिसर्च की ऑब्जर्वेशंस थी, जो इस रिसर्च की फाइंडिंग्स थी, they were actually compelling. So what they are saying is that it is not the way these elephants are raised, it is actually post-traumatic stress disorder that was responsible. Let's read further, we'll try to get a hang of this point. The elephants of decimated herd, decimated is destroyed, especially orphans who have watched the death of their parents and elders from poaching and culling, exhibit behavior. Now look at this, exhibit behavior typically associated with post-traumatic stress disorder and other trauma-related disorder in humans. ठीक है, तो ये ब्रैडशॉ एंड उसके जो कलीग्स हैं उनकी फाइंडिंग्स थी, उनके रिसर्च की फाइंडिंग्स थी, दैट व्हाट हैपेंस विद दीज एलिफेंट्स इज दैट they exhibit behavior typically associated with post-traumatic stress disorder and other trauma-related disorders in humans. Abnormal startle response, unpredictable asocial behavior, inattentive mothering and hyper-aggression. So this is very similar to what humans experience as a cause of stress. So this is what the findings are saying. Now, according to Bradshaw, elephants are suffering and behaving in the same ways that we recognize in ourselves. So, we're talking about humans and elephants being similar here as a result of violence. So, when you talk about violence happening to elephants and when you talk about violence happening to humans, the response is same. So, it is because of the stress disorder that they are facing troubles. Now, except perhaps for a new specific features, brain organization and early development of elephants and humans are extremely similar. ठीक है, तो लास्ट में जो कंक्लूजन हमें मिल रहा है वो ये है कि द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन मैन एंड एलिफेंट्स हैज seen a dramatic shift, and what is the cause of that shift is that it is because of the trauma related stress disorder. So because the brains of humans and the brains of elephants is actually similar, the way they behave, the way they operate is similar, they have the same reasons in terms of how do they face stress. Okay, so this is what the passage is talking about. Once you have understood कि passage में क्या चीज दी गई है, what important points have been discussed here, I think it becomes easier for you to go to the questions and look at what options you have got here. Just remember, this particular passage mentions a discovery, and the findings of that discovery or research is important for us to answer the questions. Let's go to the questions now. The first question here, I'm sure you would have understood the passage. आपने अपने लेवल पे उसको पढ़ा हुआ है, हमने साथ में भी इसको पढ़ा हुआ है. Just pay attention to what we were discussing when we were going through the passage, and let's now go to the questions. I'll give you 1 minute to come up with your answers. उसके बाद हम discuss करेंगे कि हम options को कैसे eliminate करते हैं and how do we come at the right answer. So here is the first question for you. Try solving it. Okay, so I hope you have read the first question and you have gone through the options and you would have some answer in place. Let's discuss how do we answer this question. So it says, which of the following statement best expresses the overall argument of this passage? Now, when you say overall argument of the passage, this is nothing but the main idea. Okay, so overall argument of the passage, primary purpose of the passage, primary assertion by the passage, the central idea of the passage, the primary purpose of the passage, these are just different names for the same idea. So let's look at the option. So it says, elephants, like the humans, they are in conflict with, are profoundly social creatures. Now the point is, हमने जब passage को discuss किया तो हमने ये figure out किया कि the relationship between elephants and man has changed. Right, and because it has changed, the reason was post traumatic stress disorder. तो वो हमारा focal point था. If you look at this option, ये क्या बोल रहा है? Elephants, like the humans, they are in conflict with our profoundly social creatures. तो ये वाला जो point है, ये हमारे passage का focus नहीं है. So we are not discussing this in the entire passage because it talks about what? It says overall argument of the passage. और क्योंकि हम overall argument की बात कर रहे हैं, something that is discussed across the passage, और ये उसका description नहीं है because हमने ये पूरे paragraph में discuss नहीं किया है. So this cannot be your answer choice and will be eliminated. Let's look at the second one. It says the relationship between elephants and humans has changed from one of coexistence to one of hostility. हमने जब पैसेज स्टार्ट किया तो हमने इसी तरीके से उसको स्टार्ट किया था, ठीक है, बट द पॉइंट इज जब हमने पैसेज को कंप्लीट किया तो वी ऑल्सो फिगर आउट विद द फाइंडिंग्स कि ये जो रिलेशनशिप चेंज है वो क्यों हो रहा है. इट इज हैपनिंग बिकॉज ऑफ पोस्ट ट्रॉमेटिक स्ट्रेस डिसऑर्डर. तो ऑल्दो दिस इज लाइक करेक्ट ऑप्शन, मतलब जैसे स्टार्टिंग में हमने डिस्कस किया है, बट क्या ये हमारे पूरे पैसेज का फोकस है? वेल, it says what the relationship between elephants and humans has changed from one of coexistence to one of hostility. but इन लोगों ने ये नहीं बताया कि यहाँ पे what was the cause. और जब हमने पैसेज को डिस्कस किया तो उसमें cause बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था क्योंकि वो फाइंडिंग्स थी रिसर्च की, वो कंक्लूजन था रिसर्चर्स का. सो अगेन दिस इज half complete option, this will be cancelled out. Let's look at third. It says recent elephant behavior could be understood as a form of species wide trauma related response. So if you look at the overall idea of the passage, जो conclusion हमने last में निकाला वो ये था कि ये जो change of relationship है between humans and elephants, it is because of species wide trauma related response. ये उस research की findings थी, ये उस study की findings थी. तो I think this is the best possible answer. But just keep it aside, just have a look at the fourth ऑप्शन ऑल्सो. अगर हमें इससे बेटर ऑप्शन मिलेगा तो हम उसके लिए जाएंगे, और अगर हमें इससे बेटर ऑप्शन नहीं मिलेगा तो वी विल स्टिक विद द सी. It says the brain organization and early development of elephants and humans are extremely similar. हमारे पैसेज का फोकस ये नहीं था कि जो ब्रेन डेवलपमेंट है एलिफेंट्स और ह्यूमंस का वो सेम है. हमारा फोकस इस चीज पे था देयर हैज बीन अ चेंज इन द रिलेशनशिप, और उस चेंज रिलेशनशिप का जो कॉज था दैट वाज पोस्ट ट्रॉमेटिक स्ट्रेस डिसऑर्डर. सो दैट मेक्स सी एज द करेक्ट आंसर. Right? So this is how you eliminate the choices. I hope you are clear with कि हमने A, B और D को क्यों eliminate किया. Basically what I tell students is आपको elimination process लगाना है. So you have got A, B, C, D as options. Just figure out what is wrong with the option here and you will come down to the right answer. So here is the answer to the first question. Let's go to the next question now. Okay guys, so I hope that this is now clear to you. Let's go to the next question now. Yeah, here is the second question for you. Please try answering it. Okay guys, so I hope you have figured out your answers. Let's look at what the options are saying and how do we arrive at the answer. So it says in the first paragraph, Bradshaw uses the term violence to describe the recent change in the human-elephant relationship because according to him. Okay, so we are talking about the reference in the first paragraph. Let's go back to the first paragraph. Okay, so let's look at this first paragraph here. It says, everybody pretty much agrees that the relationship between elephants and people has dramatically changed, says psychologist Bradshaw. Where for centuries humans and elephants lived in a relatively peaceful coexistence, there is now hostility and violence. Then it says, now I use the term violence. Okay, so we are finding the exact reference here. It says, I use the term violence because of the intentionality. So we are talking about intentionality here. So that is the reason. So intentionality associated with it both in the aggression of humans and at times the recently observed behavior of elephants. So this is where you find your answer. Let's go back to the options and see if we had got the similar reference to an idea in terms of the answer choice that we're looking at. Let's go back here. Okay, so it says both humans and elephants have killed members of each other's species. Well, this is not what we were discussing when you talk about the fact that the author has used the term violence. It was because of the intentionality associated with it. So that was the line which was mentioned here and it does not find a reason here. So this is cancelled out. Look at B, it says there is a purposefulness in humans and elephant aggression towards each other. Now what happens is in the context that we went here, there was this term called intentionality. Okay, and instead of using the term intentionality, they have used the word which is called purposefulness, which is the synonym associated with the word intentionality. So this is most likely our answer, but let us look at the other options as well. So let us keep it aside. C says human-elephant interactions have changed their character over time. Well, this was not the reason. बिकॉज के बाद जो चीज आपको दी गई थी दैट वॉज विद रेफरेंस टू द इंटेंशनैलिटी, और उसी को हम फिगर आउट कर रहे हैं. सी डज नॉट मेंशन दैट, तो दिस विल नॉट बी द आंसर. डी सेज elephant herds and their habitat have been systematically destroyed by humans. Though it just finds a mention in the passage, but this is not the reason why he has used the term violence. So violence is because of the intentionality, and the closest synonym you can have of the word intentionality is purposeless. So you have this as an answer. So I hope it is clear to you, right? So how we have arrived at an answer by safely rejecting other options and figuring out what is wrong with the other choices. Let's go to the next question here, the third one. Try coming up with your answers. Okay, so I hope you are done with the answers. Let's look at the options. Well, it says the passage makes all of the following claims except. So we are looking for an option that is not mentioned in the passage. Out of the 4 options, 3 would be somewhere down the line stated in the passage. 1 will not be the part of the passage, and that exactly is going to be our answer. So A says elephant mothers are evolving newer ways of rearing their calves to adapt to emerging threats. Well, if you look at how we have discussed the passage, अगर आपने प्रीवियस हाफ देखा है जब हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि पैसेज में क्या इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको दी गई है, ये वाली जो इन्फॉर्मेशन थी वो कहीं पे भी मेंशन नहीं था. एंड इट वाज सेड दैट बिकॉज ऑफ द ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज elephants have been troubled, they are going through the stress and they are struggling with it. तो ये वाला जो ऑप्शन है which is saying elephant mothers are evolving newer ways of rearing their calves to adapt to the emerging threats, well this is not supported by the passage. और अगर आपको ये पॉइंट समझ में आ गया है तो ऑफ कोर्स दिस विल बी द आंसर, बट लेट ऑल्सो लुक एट द अदर ऑप्शंस हियर. So this is to be kept aside. B says the elephant response to deeply disturbing experiences is similar to that of humans. This was mentioned in the passage जब हम बात कर रहे थे कि जो human responses है और जो elephant का response है to the stress related situations is actually the same. So from that, towards the end of the passage भी ये बोला गया था. If I were to show you that, so if you go back here, so it says yeah, so elephants are suffering and behaving in the same ways that we recognize in ourselves as a result of violence, except perhaps for a few specific features and so on. Brain organization and early development of elephants brain development, organization and early development of elephants and humans are extremely similar. So this point also emphasizes the same fact here. Let's go back again. Okay, so it says the elephant response to deeply disturbing experiences is similar to that of humans. Well, this is supported by the passage, cannot be the answer. C says elephants establish intended and enduring familiar relationships as do humans. जिस पैराग्राफ में उनके स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ सोसाइटी के बारे में बात हो रही थी वहां पे हमने इस बारे में बात की थी दैट दे हैव इंटेंडेड एंड एंड्यूरिंग familial relationships as do humans, जो वो पैराग्राफ था. So this is supported. Now D says what human actions such as poaching and culling have created stressful conditions of elephant communities. Even this is supported by the passage. तो जब हम पैसेज डिस्कस कर रहे थे आप वो वाला एरिया देख लेना जहां पे हमने मेंशन किया था, तो वहां से आपको रेफरेंस मिल जाएगा. तो बी सी डी इज सपोर्टेड बाय द पैसेज, ए इज नॉट सपोर्टेड बिकॉज हैड इट बीन द केस कि elephant mothers are evolving a newer ways to adapt to the situation, तो ये stressful environment create ही नहीं होता. It would not have transited from peaceful coexistence to hostility and violence. So if you understand this point, I'm sure you will be fine to go. Let's go to the next question now. Question number 4. All right, so I hope you have come up with an answer. Let's look at what it has to say. So it says, which of the following measures is Bradshaw most likely to support to address the problem of elephant aggression? So elephant aggression को address करने के लिए what is the suggestion that Bradshaw will actually support? Now understand one thing, Bradshaw की जो findings थी वो ये थी that the relationship change between elephants and humans is because of the stress related ट्रॉमा रिलेटेड स्ट्रेस डिसऑर्डर. तो अगर आपको उसका सोल्यूशन बात कर रहा है, सो इट सेज व्हाट मोस्ट लाइकली सपोर्ट टू एड्रेस द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एलिफेंट एग्रेशन. ऑफ कोर्स इट हैज टू कम डाउन विद समथिंग वेयर यू मैनेज टू where you learn to manage the stress. So let's look at the options. A says the development of treatment programs for elephants drawing on insights gained from treating post-traumatic stress disorder. This is what the findings actually are. ठीक है, तो यही आपका आंसर होना चाहिए बिकॉज दिस इज व्हाट द फाइंडिंग्स हैव फिगर्ड इट आउट दैट इट इज अ रेस्पॉन्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ द पोस्ट ट्रॉमेटिक स्ट्रेस डिसऑर्डर. So this is most likely to be your answer, but let's look at B as well. Funding of more studies to better understand. Well, this is absolutely wrong. Funding के बारे में passage में कोई भी बात नहीं की गई है, so this cannot be the answer. Studying the impact of isolating elephant calves on their early brain development, behavior and aggression. क्योंकि द कॉज इज स्ट्रेस, तो जो उसका सोल्यूशन होगा वो भी स्ट्रेस से रिलेटेड होगा. अगेन दिस विल बी कैंसल्ड आउट. डी बोल रहा है इंक्रीज्ड फंडिंग फॉर रिसर्च इनटू द सिमिलैरिटी ऑफ ह्यूमंस. अगेन दिस टॉक्स अबाउट फंडिंग एंड फंडिंग वाज नॉट द प्रॉब्लम इन टर्म्स ऑफ द रिलेशनशिप चेंज बिटवीन elephants and humans. So that makes A as the best answer. So this is basically what we are trying to reason out the options on the basis of what we have read in the passage and what we have understood in the passage. Let's go back to the next question now. This is question number 5. Okay, so it says in paragraph 4. So this question is coming exclusively from paragraph 4, although always keep in mind कि आपको अपना main idea हमेशा ध्यान रखना है जब आप inference based questions को answer कर रहे हो. It says in paragraph 4, the phrase the fabric of elephant society has effectively been frayed by is. So it is the phrase that you have to go into. Let's go back to the passage here. Okay, so here is the reference point. Let's read this couple of lines here and try to figure out what exactly is the answer. It says, this fabric of elephant society, Bradshaw and her colleagues demonstrate, has effectively been frayed by years of habitat loss and poaching along with systematic culling by government agencies to control elephant numbers and translocation of herds to different habitats. Right? As a result of such social upheaval, calves are now being born. So it is basically the human activities which is responsible for the kind of stress that they're experiencing. Let's go to the question now and see to the options. Okay, so let's look at what the options have to say. It says an exaggeration aimed at bolstering Bradshaw's claim. It is not an exaggeration, it is the findings that they have looked into. तो उन्होंने एक research की, उन लोगों ने एक study किया and these are the findings of that discovery. So it is not an exaggeration. The passage does not hint that. So this is cancelled out. This will not be your answer choice. B बोल रहा है an accurate description of the condition of elephant herds today. Well, this is also not the reason because we are saying ये जो ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज थी उसकी वजह से द एलिफेंट सोसाइटी फैब्रिक हैज undergone a change. So even this will not be the answer. Then it says an ode to the fragility of elephant society today, a metaphor for the effect of human activity on elephant communities. Well, we are not talking about the fragility of elephant society today. We have referred to the fact that it is because of the human activity that they are undergoing that stress. So you have to have an element of human activity and that is only given in option number D. It says a metaphor for the effect of human activity on elephant communities and this makes it as the right answer. So when you keep in mind the main idea of the passage, this is where you understand कि inference based questions में your understanding of main idea will help you to eliminate the choices. So if you have understood the passage here and if you are fine with your elimination game, I'm sure कि 80% एक्यूरेसी आप आराम से स्ट्रेच कर सकते हो. ऑल्दो 100% एक्यूरेसी बहुत कम लोगों की आती है कि उन्होंने 5 क्वेश्चंस किए एंड 5 क्वेश्चंस उनके सही हो जाए. बट येस, इफ यू आर क्लोज टू गेटिंग 4 आंसर्स राइट and you skip that difficult question, something that is troubling you, I think that is the best strategy. So this is what we have in terms of the passage. Let's look at one or two questions of VA. So let's go to the questions here. So let's try and okay, so you have a parajumble question here, and again, students, last year there was not a single question of parajumbles in the CAT examination, but the same cannot be said for this year. So make sure you are practicing parajumbles, you are doing parasummary, you are doing odd one out, you are doing sentence insertion or sentence placement question, because VA has these 4 variety of questions that we have to make sure कि हमें उसको समझ में आए और हम ये डील कर पाए कि उनको किस तरीके से आंसर करना है. So here is a question of parajumbles for you. 5 sentences, try to arrange it. Okay guys, so I hope that you would have an answer by now. I tell students that when you are solving a parajumble question, because it's a teacher question, so you have to really keep track of time. Understand one thing, when you're solving a parajumble question, it is all about how do you figure out the mandatory pair. Do you pay attention to the basics of parajumbles that we have learned? I am hoping कि आपने parajumble का basics कर रखा है, because कुछ pointers होते हैं जो हमें help करते हैं mandatory pair को बनाने में. So for example, एक rule होता है कि अगर आपके पास pronoun किसी sentence में given है, तो आप उसका noun referent ढूंढ रहे होते हो. तो अगर आपको pronoun मिल रहा है तो you should be looking at the noun referent. ऐसे कुछ और parameters भी है, cause and effect है, transition words है, chronology है, आर्टिकल्स है, नाउन एंड प्रोनाउन रिलेशनशिप है. आई एम होपिंग कि आपने ये जो बेसिक्स ऑफ पैराजम्बल है उसको कर रखा है, एंड देन इट मेक्स सेंस कि आप किस तरीके से पैराजम्बल क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व कर रहे हो. तो इफ यू लुक एट दिस, look at the sentences here. So when you are solving a parajumble question, the first step is that you have to read the sentences, okay? And once you read the sentence and comprehend the sentence, it is all about making the pairs, looking at the information, what is given and what is implied, and then trying to figure out कि कौन से दो sentences हैं या which are the pairs which will make sense to allocate the point that आप इन sentences को arrange कर पाओ. So let's read out the sentences. It says diamonds which have been immortalized in Indian mythology have a brilliance that fires the imagination of the soul. So of course this talks about diamonds and it talks about some information related to diamonds. B says no one quite knows whether or not it is true. Now look at this word which is it. ये एक प्रोनाउन है. अगर आपको सेम क्वेश्चन में इसका रेफरेंस मिल रहा है तो वो सेंटेंस पहले आएगा और ये सेंटेंस बाद में आएगा. एंड मोस्ट प्रोबेबली दिस इज अनलाइकली टू स्टार्ट योर सेंटेंस बिकॉज इट हैज अ प्रोनाउन विद इट. तो अगर आपको इसका रेफरेंस किसी लाइन में मिल रहा है तो वो पहले आएगा, अदरवाइज इट कैन स्टार्ट. नाउ बट इन द केस ऑफ अ डायमंड एनीथिंग कुड बी ट्रू. ओके. सी सेज so brilliant were the stones. Now look at this. It says what? The stones, and this stones refers to diamond. क्योंकि हम किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? हम diamonds के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. So it says so brilliant were the stones that over the years they have come to be associated with the mystical and the magical something not quite of this world. Okay, so this talks about with relation to diamonds here. Let's look at D. It says tales like this. अगेन यू हैव अ प्रोनाउन विच मीन्स दैट अगर किसी सेंटेंस में टेल्स की बात हो रही है तो वो सेंटेंस इसके पहले आएगा और ये सेंटेंस उसको फॉलो करेगा. इट सेज टेल्स लाइक दिस हैव पास्ड इनटू लेजेंड एंड आर स्टिल टोल्ड इन hushed whispers. That is given here. Let's look at E. Many folk tales. Now look at this one. It mentions folk tales. Many folk tales are told of diamonds, each one revolving around a diamond more brilliant than the other. So when you look at these 5 sentences, I hope आप लोग को अभी समझ में आ गया होगा कि out of these 5 sentences, the standalone statement or the statement which introduces the idea is option number A. तो A वाला पहले आएगा. It is saying what? Diamonds which have been immortalized in Indian mythology have a brilliance that fires the imagination of the soul. Then you will have C. It says what? So brilliant were the stones. यहाँ पे ये जो the stones है वो किसको रेफर कर रहा है? Diamonds को रेफर कर रहा है. So A and C makes a pair. So C will be here. It says what? That over the years they have come to be associated with the mystical and the magical something not quite of this world. तो A and C का पेयर बनेगा. उसके बाद आई एम श्योर यू हैव फिगर्ड इट आउट कि यहाँ पे हमने बोला था टेल्स लाइक दिस और यहाँ पे हम बोल रहे हैं फॉक टेल्स. तो then you will have E coming up here followed by D. तो आपने E में क्या बोला? You said many folk tales are told of diamonds, each one revolving around a diamond more brilliant than the other. So this mentions the folk tales जिसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे थे. E के बाद में D आना चाहिए because it is saying tales like this have passed into legend and are still told in hushed whispers. So this would be the pointer. और हमारा जो last sentence है that is no one quite knows whether or not it is true, whether these tales are true or not, but in the case of a diamond anything could be true. So that ends with B. तो आपका जो order आएगा that is A, C, E, D and B. That's the correct choice. गाइस एक चीज आप प्लीज नोट कर लेना कि आपने जो पैराजम्बल्स के फंडामेंटल्स होते हैं वो आपने कर रखे हैं बिकॉज दीज फंडामेंटल्स विल be required in answering the questions of the whether it is an easy question or a moderate question or a difficult question. तो अगर आपके पैराजम्बल्स के बेसिक्स कमजोर हैं तो आपको इश्यूज आएंगे एक्यूरेसी में. बट इफ यू नो कि हमने जो पैरामीटर्स पढ़ रखे हैं पैराजम्बल्स को सॉल्व करने के उसको हम कैसे अप्लाई करते हैं क्वेश्चन, जैसे हमने यहाँ पे क्लू यूज किया टेल्स लाइक दिस एंड फोक टेल्स. तो यहाँ पे ये समझ में आया था कि E पहले आएगा, D उसको फॉलो करेगा बिकॉज ऑफ द सेम रीजन. So that helps you to answer that question. Let us solve one more question and see to it how we are doing it. So this was a parajumble question. Let's go to the odd one out question now. Yeah. So you have an odd one out question, extension of a parajumble question. Try doing this. ऑलराइट गाइस, सो आई एम श्योर कि आपका आंसर आ गया होगा, डिपेंडिंग कि आप किस तरीके से सॉल्व कर रहे हो. जस्ट रिमेंबर वन थिंग गाइस, कि जब आप ऑड वन आउट सॉल्व करते हो, देयर आर टू मेथड्स इन द सेंस दैट देयर आर सम पीपल हु सॉल्व इट बाय द मेथड कि उन्होंने सेंटेंसेस को पढ़ा एंड दे रेड द सेंटेंसेस, दे कॉम्प्रिहेंडेड द सेंटेंसेस एंड दे फिगर्ड आउट दिस इज द कॉमन थीम, समथिंग which is not related to the theme becomes the answer. That is one way of looking at it. The other way which I actually promote is that you have to solve an odd one out question by figuring out the sequence and why it is important. So look at the directions here. It says 5 sentences related to a topic are given. So these 5 sentences will be related to a topic. Then it says 4 of them can be put together to form a meaningful and coherent short paragraph. So out of these 5 sentences which is related to a certain topic, 4 of them को आप sequence में put कर सकते हो and identify the odd one out. So the logical way of answering this question would be you figure out the sequence of the sentences जैसे हम parajumbles में करते हैं and then you try to figure out कि कौन सा sentence है जो sequence में fit नहीं होगा. जो fit नहीं होगा, that turns out to be your ultimate answer. So let's try to solve this question. Let's read out first. It says neuroscientists have just begun studying exercises impact within brain cells on the genes themselves. So we are talking about neuroscientists here and studying the exercises impact within brain cells on the genes themselves. Okay. Now second says even there. Okay. So you have a pronoun here and we have to find out what is this there referring to. So it says even there in the roots of our biology, they have found signs of the body's influence on the mind. So again you have a pronoun here which is they. Now if you look at this sentence and if you have understood what the two sentences are saying, look at this. It says there in the roots of our biology. And when you say the roots of our biology, it is referring to the genes here. Okay. तो फर्स्ट सेंटेंस में हमने जीन्स के बारे में बात करी, सेकेंड में हम बोल रहे हैं इवन देयर, दैट इज इन जीन्स. In the roots of our biology, they have found. Now, what is this they referring to? This is referring to the neuroscientist. अगर आपकी रीडिंग स्किल्स अच्छी हैं, तो आई एम जस्ट होपिंग कि आपको ये पॉइंट समझ में आ रहा होगा. Although we are still, distant from the answer. Let's look at the third sentence. It says it turns out that moving our muscles produces proteins that travel through the bloodstream and into the brain. Okay. So moving our muscles where they play pivotal roles in the mechanisms of the highest thought process. तो यहाँ पे भी हम बात कर रहे हैं exercises impact within the brain cells के बारे में. तो of course this is also related. Fourth one said, in today's technology driven plasma screen in world, it is easy to forget that we are born movers animals. In fact, because we have engineered movement right out of our lives. Okay, so it talks about movement, not very much connected to what the other statements are saying. Let us look at the next sentence as well. It says it is only in the past few years that neuroscientists have begun to describe these factors and how they work, and each new discovery adds awe-inspiring depth to the picture. So again, we have talked about the neuroscientists here, and when you looked at the first sentence, we were talking about neuroscientists having begun studying exercises impact on the brain cells. So if you look at this way, if you figure it out कि यहाँ पे जो 5 sentences है उसमें क्या discussion चल रहा है and you are able to figure out कि कौन सा sentence start करना चाहिए, तो मुझे लगता है out of these sentences I think first one should start because it is talking about the impact of exercise on the brain cells basically. So first will start. Now second will be the continuation because आपने यहाँ पे क्या बोला even there, and this there refers to the genes themselves. So you have 1, 2 here. In the roots of our biology, they have found signs of the body's influence on the mind, right? Then you say, I think third will go here because it says what? It turns out that moving our muscles. तो हमने यहाँ पे बात करी थी found signs of the body's influence on the mind, और उसके बारे में हम थोड़ा सा description दे रहे हैं. So it says moving our muscles produces proteins that travel through the bloodstream and into the brain. तो यहाँ पे हम discuss कर रहे हैं exercise के impact को on the brain cells. So even this is connected. I think this should be the pointer. Now out of 4 and 5, if you look at fifth one, this also talks about the neuroscientists. It also talks about the exercises impact on the brain cells. So this would be 5, and 4, 1 will be the odd one out. So the answer would be fourth option. तो आप पैराजम्बल के क्वेश्चंस को किस तरीके से सॉल्व कर रहे हो या ऑड वन आउट के क्वेश्चंस को किस तरीके से सॉल्व कर रहे हो, दैट विल डिटरमाइन कि आपका जो वीए का स्कोर है वो कितना स्टेबल रहेगा. ऑल्दो आई टेल स्टूडेंट्स कि आपको ये इंश्योर करना है कि आप आरसी और वीए में बैलेंस बना के चलो. तो जस्ट मेक इट श्योर कि जितना टेंशन आप आरसीज को दे रहे हो, बिकॉज यू हैव 16 क्वेश्चंस कमिंग फ्रॉम आरसी सेट हियर, बट दीज 8 क्वेश्चंस ऑफ वीए also have to be studied to the point that it works in your favor. And अगर आप RC और VA को balance कर पाओगे in terms of your accuracy, that will really help you to scale up your score. All right, guys. So yeah, this is what we have. So we have solved an RC passage. We have understood how the RC passage is solved. We have done some 1 or 2 questions of VA as well. So we will be doing this in the forthcoming sessions also. तो अगर आपको आज का session worthwhile लगा हो, if you find it useful, if you find that it is giving you some perspective in terms of your VA RC preparation, do give this video a thumbs like and make it sure that you share it with people who actually are writing CAT this year. I think it will be of great help to them. Just make sure that you are following all these videos. We are doing it for VARC, we are doing it for DILR, and we are also doing it for Quant every day at 6 p.m. in the evening. We are live. So stay tuned for more such videos. Stay tuned for such live streams. And I hope that if you keep working hard, you keep being consistent in your studies, you will achieve great results. So that was all from my side, guys. This is the channel by CAT by LPT. Okay, just follow this channel, subscribe to this channel, and I'm sure that you will find the regular updates which would be of great help to you. So this is Sneha signing off. Let's just make sure that कि हमारी जो journey है next 4 months की, it's all about learning, it's all about understanding the mechanisms of how VARC to be solved with respect to your CAT 2025 preparation. So that's all from my side, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day ahead and continue with the same. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Thank you.